Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your continued support. Now, President William Samoei Ruto for a very long time enjoyed massive support from the mountain. He had some of his very best friends from the mountain, but those friends have turned into enemies, political nemesis, political foes, and they're becoming a thorn in the flesh to Ruto's administration, and they are also becoming one of the impediments to Ruto's re-election in 2027. His former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, continues to inject, exposing what he feels are the political deals that are rotten, that were done in secret. And he continues to tell Kenyans that Ruto is corrupt, full of wastage, a tribalist. Then the former Attorney General, JB Muturi, is not left out either. He tells us of deals that were supposed to be signed haphazardly at the airport. This time round, another of his best friends, Ndindi Nyoro, has decided to come out full-blown. Ndindi Nyoro, while speaking in parables, has exposed William Samoei Ruto, has schooled William Samoei Ruto as far as governance of the country is concerned. And Ndindi Nyoro is saying that for the 2.5 years that he's been in office, he has realized that as a leader, if you are myopic, if you are not careful, you will take your time trying to fix politics rather than fixing the development. You will realize that you are so much trying to follow up those whom you perceive to be your political nemesis, political competitors, and you forget what you promised Kenyans. And Ndindi Nyoro is saying that development must be realistic and people must be able to see them, to realize them, rather than trying to shout on top of your voices, trying to advertise what you have done, yet people don't see them. And he's submitting that as a leader, you should do something and let your people praise it, let your people see it, because people have got eyes to see whether you are delivering or not. And in this video, I want us to look at Ndindi Nyoro and how he has deconstructed William Ruto. And then you will realize in the course of the video that there are other leaders who have echoed the very sentiments of Ndindi Nyoro, and they feel that this government is too much full of itself, full of herself, and talking too much, but very little is realized on the ground. Kindly take a look at Ndindi Nyoro, but before that, allow me as always to request you to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Do not forget to like and share our videos. Kindly take a look at Ndindi Nyoro and don't go away, because we want to try and dissect what Ndindi Nyoro is saying.
You can spend a lot of time fixing your politics and you neglect the role at which you are actually elected to do. That's something profound that I learned in my first 2 years. That you can spend a lot of time trying to fix your competitor, trying to fix and follow where the person who may want your seat has gone to, trying to silence somebody maybe in social media or elsewhere, provoking you to do something better, or you can actually choose to spend that time doing the work itself. And I realized it is very important that as a leader, you focus on something that can stand the test of time. Because, for example, when we have an argument with Dr. Rugo here, whom is also my good friend, if we have an argument here on words will not go past that argument. But if there is some deliverable, you do something tangible, it will go beyond the argument, it will go beyond words. And I realized that it is important you spend your time as a leader addressing the issues that are not necessarily things that you are proving through word of mouth, but things you'll do that are all seasonal. And these things that are all seasonal are the deliverables you do around the sectors that you should be.
Now, many people say that Ndindi Nyoro was speaking in parables because he did not mention Ruto's name. But you can easily connect whom he is referring to. Of course, very, very, very cleverly, he decided to talk about himself, that for the period he's been in office, he has realized this and that. But he is basically referring to William Samoei Ruto. And there are three things that you will come out with when you listen carefully. Number one, Didi is talking about fixing politics. And for the period that William Ruto has been in office, he has tried to fix politics. He has gone for Raila Amolo Odinga, and they've had a handshake under the guise of uniting the nation. While they're trying to unite the nation, they're alienating others and trying to push them to the periphery, even in terms of the parliamentary committee chairs. Rigathi Gachagua's allies were ejected, including Ndindi Nyoro, who was heading the Budget and Appropriation Committee. So, under the guise of uniting the nation, they have decided to form a clique and pushed Gachagua away. And of course, we've had some of the very closest allies of William Ruto telling us in point blank that they want to form a government of 43 against 1, that they want to form a government that will exclude Mount Kenya. But anyway, it's not possible. Look at the amount of revenue that is coming from Mount Kenya. So that tells you that William Ruto is fixing politics instead of trying to fix the economy. And what matters most, he impeached Rigathi Gachagua. We were told that Rigathi wanted to topple this government. Rigathi is still talking out there very free, telling you that it is not true that he wanted to topple this government. He just became a flesh because they were now reading from different pages. He was uniting Mount Kenya, and perhaps he started telling William Ruto the truth. So he's fixing. You will also realize that Ndindi Nyoro is saying that you will start silencing those who are criticizing you on social media. It doesn't need rocket science who Ndindi Nyoro is referring to. Because William Ruto, ever since Gen Zs led a very hostile protest against the Finance Bill 2024, many of them were abducted and killed. Some of them have not been seen today. So, and they have decided to go to social media. They have given William Ruto names, Kasongo, Zakayo, and William Ruto says he's not worried, but when you look at it, you'll realize that William Ruto is worried about the criticism. At some point, they made an AI-generated pictures and videos where they had placed William Ruto in a coffin, and this didn't sit well with leaders. And William Ruto decided to confront them. They were abducted, wengine walipotea. So that is what Ndindi Nyoro is talking about, because instead of fixing his eyes on the ball, he decided to be swayed by sideshows. And that's what Ndindi Nyoro is talking about, that he's wasting too much time looking at who to fix, the competitors, those who are criticizing him. And then Ndindi Nyoro is also saying that as a leader, you need to do something that goes beyond verbal rhetorics. Tumetenga, tumefanya, nitafanya hii, and you will agree with Ndindi Nyoro that as a leader, not only William Ruto, starting from the MCA, the ward level, all the way to the presidency, I have always maintained that these leaders are maintained exorbitantly with our hard-earned cash, our taxes, and therefore we need to pile pressure on them. We need to ensure that they are doing something that goes beyond the word of mouth. I personally believe that when you are doing something, even at the county level, even at the ward level, as a voter, I need to see. You don't need to come and tell me what you are doing. And I'm able to see whether you are making effort. So that is exactly what Ndindi Nyoro is saying. And many people are saying that he talked in parables so that it will be very difficult to attack him. Because you know that there are those who I call the president worship team that will always be looking for someone who is trying to tell the king that is naked, and they will pounce on him. But it is not only Ndindi Nyoro who is telling the president that things need to change. The clergy has always come out to tell William Ruto that there's too much talk in the government. Yet what we're supposed to do is more action and very little thought, like Mwai Kibaki used to do. And the clergy has always come out and telling William Ruto that we don't need to advertise government projects and their achievements. Chema chajiuza, kibaya chajitembeza. When something is great, when something has been done, then we will see as voters. And I want you to listen to our very own beloved Archbishop Muheria telling William Ruto that you are advertising too much. Please minimize the talks and expand the actions. Then all will be well.
There has to be less rhetoric. We have to stop advertising and act. Government seems to be constrained to advertisement of government projects, advertisements of plans. Government is not advertising agency. It is an agency that implements actions. That's what we want to see. So let's learn government that follows rules, systems and bills, not government that has put all its machinery to advertisement. It was called governtisement. We have to move from governtisement to government. Stop advertising what we should do, we will do, we have done, and rather put yourself to get people, resources, experts, and we have great capacity even in our leadership in government that they can deliver.
It's true. You don't have to advertise. Let Kenyans talk for you. Let Kenyans praise you. Let Kenyans give your own account and say, enyewe Ruto anafanya kazi. Now I want you to listen to Boniface Halwale, also reiterating the very open facts that for 3 years, William Ruto has been saying, tufanye hii, tutende hii, tutafanya hii. And Halwale is saying that now enough is enough. Punda amechoka. And he's telling William Ruto, when you come back to us, please, Mr. President, tell us what you have done. Stop telling us. Hekeza Bunwasi, tell us what you have fixed, because we cannot continue waiting and giving you time. And he's telling William Ruto, hatutaki kusikia tena mambo ya tumetenga.
Your Excellency, we respect you. We voted for you. Mimi ndio nilikuleta Luyaland. Sasa sisi tunataka tukikutana na wewe tusizungumze mambo yenye unataka kufanya. Tuzungumze na wewe mambo yenye unafanya. Hizi barabara miaka imepita 3. The story is the same. Tutafanya. We have appealed to the president. Maneno ya tutafanya, mwaka wa kwanza imeisha, wa pili imeisha, wa tatu unaenda. Hiyo siasa sio siasa ya kutegemea. We want politics that deliver.
Now, those are just but few examples of people who have decided that they will face the king and tell him, King, you are naked, while others are busy praising him, while others are busy clapping for him, rubber stamping, including parliament that has got a role of oversight to ensure that corruption is minimized. They are there to praise the king. They are there to follow orders. They are there to, when they are told Rigathi must go, they say Rigathi must go. Those are not my words, but the former deputy speaker, Gladys Sholei, once told us that she obeys orders. Ruto told her that Rigathi should go, and Rigathi went. So parliament is not doing their role. The cabinet is not doing their role. The cabinet is supposed to be a place of a debate, but Ruto's words are final. So no one is there to tell Mr. President that we need to do more, we need to do better, we still have a chance. But ladies and gentlemen, what exactly does it mean? Because when you hear the echoes, this time around, is it the echoes of war, or is it the echoes of correction, or echoes of complaint? I don't know, but there are some echoes of something where leaders have started telling the president, whether the clergy, some members of parliament, some leaders somewhere, and they're telling the president, Mr. President, please, you can do better. then you know there is something. I have a feeling that what is happening is leaders trying to disassociate themselves with Wongo, because we are nearing 2027 and electorates are very bitter and they are very unforgiving. We have an electorate that is more enlightened than the electorates that we have been dealing with before. Wale wa kuambiwa tutoe hapa tuweke hapa juu, yani bottom up, unajua that electorate is wiser than he was 3 years ago. And William Ruto cannot use the very means to hoodwink them. And when you look at the way he's playing politics, there is nothing new he's doing. He's lost of any new, kind of tactic to convince the electorate. So these leaders are trying to dissociate themselves mapema, because come 2027, they will be asked, things were not going the right way. We gave you the role of oversight, but you didn't do anything. So people like Kalwale, Ndindi Nyoro, are speaking for the record, so that it will be known that they spoke. When you go back to the electorates, you will not say that, elect me because I supported William Ruto. The electorates will confront you with very hard and tough questions. So this is a moment of taking an early chance. That's why they are talking. UDA leaders are tired, sick and tired of rhetorics. They've been there before. They have a role. They have a duty that was given to them by the people who elected them. They are realizing that Kenyans are tired of them. And they're also tired of these rhetorics. They are now coming out to tell the president, enough is enough. Because a time will come when each and every person will go back to their corners, to their people, to ask for votes. And they're telling William Ruto, tumechoka. Wananchi wamechoka. And I think it is good that they're speaking. We need to speak. And those very few leaders who are speaking Congole, because we have a number of them who are very quiet. And I know some of these very leaders are picking up from where Raila left it. For a very long time, we've really bullied Raila. We've always left everything for him. He's the one to speak when things are wrong. When others are enjoying the proceeds of corruption, he's always been the one to speak. When he speaks, they chide him, they launch some attacks on him. But this time round, people have decided, now that Raila has also gone to bed with the government, let us speak out. Let us speak out, because we are not going to sit back and watch our country going down the drains. Someone was giving me a joke that we said that our country is going to the dogs, and even the dogs refuse that, no, this country is so rotten that it's not coming to us, back to sender. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the gospel ahead of 2027. You see, the gospel will be Ruto ametudanganya. Ruto amesema tumetenga. There's nothing he has done. Showcase, show us what you have done. It has just started. This will be the song. This will be the gospel. William Ruto will find a rough time trying to explain to people what he has done, because all we can see is fixing politics, fixing his enemies, looking for enemies. Malala denying students a chance to recite a play, surely. And you know that when you do that, you are short-sighted. The other day, yesterday, I did a video where the government wants to shut down the Standard Media Group without taking cognizance of the fact that Standard Media Group has employed many people. And when they do that for political selfish gains, they don't understand that they are rendering many people jobless in an environment where unemployment has already skyrocketed. So the government has got misplaced priorities. And I think you will agree with Ndindi Nyoro that we need to do beyond verbal rhetorics. You will agree with Alwale that we need to see what the president has done, not what is planning to do. And you will also agree with the Archbishop Muheria that we don't need to advertise government projects. Rather, we need to see them and talk about them ourselves. I don't know what you think, but that is my take.